movies for black girl nerds.
Buff Black Girl Nerds, thanks everyone for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, beginning with you, when you have a franchise like this that has a working formula that people enjoy and people know what to expect, but not all the moving parts, as a performer, how much of it do you want to know when you know the performer? Do you attack the script with the same vigor like you've done with the past scripts, or do you like a little element of surprise too heading into filming?
I like to know what's going on, to be honest. I can sit back and watch the movie at the end and enjoy the surprise of the audience. But when it comes to shooting, I like to have a good sense of where to pitch things.
For you, Courtney, I love Gale and Gale's sense of humor, and just particularly in media. Media has changed a lot from when we first met her. Gale reporting in this common era, how has her reporting changed, I guess you could say, since we were first introduced her, with all the things society has changed with, and now they're going to see a new version of her too? Well,
now she's gotten what she wanted. She's on a morning show. She has a big audience, and it's changed because, well, first of all, did they even have news trucks with those things satellites that you have to crank them up? Oh, they do? Oh, okay, well, I thought they didn't.
They probably don't need them anymore. I don't know.
I mean, well, I think there probably is a button that just they do it. We had to like.
Oh yeah.
So a lot's changed, but yeah. Go ahead, Dewey.
Yeah, Dewey's his life didn't really turn out the way he wanted. He's living in a trailer, and so he's
struggling.
Yeah, he's
struggling.
having a hard time. He's in a hard place. But
are the killers getting smarter? Are they getting more savvy?
Pretty
or is it because they appreciate the elements of the past and just mastering the same elements that past killers have mastered? David, are the killers getting smarter?
Yeah,
they have to be. Yeah.
It's all the technology. It's all like the internet. Like, it was 10 years since the last movie, so all of these different films have come out that you could reference, and new rules come up. And then the internet and all the chatter and all the fandom. So I think it all has an effect on the story they're telling.
And Neve, lastly, what will you be doing? All of you, what will you guys be doing on opening night? Because people are super duper hyped to get ready for this.
I think there's talk of us popping into some theaters. So I think the cast, we're all going to, and the director, we're going to be jumping in a van, masked up, and popping into some theaters, which will be fun.
That'll be awesome. Well, I thank you guys. This is a super exciting time for us who love the franchise like myself. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Hello,
Hey, girl. Look at you.
Look at you, queen. Look at you, stunning.
Look at you guys. What are you talking about? You guys look cute.
Wow.
Thank you. Sounds like we're all going out tonight.
Yeah, we're going out.
Is that
I would love that. I would love nothing more than to do that. You have
great.
Okay.
There it is. I feel that.
Yes, but thank you guys. A pleasure to talk with you. Super excited about this film. It means so many things to so many people. Even if you're not a horror person, people love the Scream franchise. It's such a fun franchise. Jasmin, beginning with you, some people find it a little daunting to join an established franchise, but what are the perks when you get to join something, this big machine like Scream?
Well, I think one of the perks is visibility. I'm a queer woman of color, and I'm getting to play a character that is a queer girl of color. And that is so important to so many different communities and different aspects of who I am. And I am grateful to get to represent and have the visibility to speak for my different communities. And that is a huge perk, getting to be in the lovely company of all of these people I have fallen in love with. And the fandom is really special if they like the movie. If not, I'm going to hide out. But if they do, it'll be really fun to engage about it.
Pleasure is all ours.
Slight spoiler alert. I don't think they're going to hate it. Okay. I think they're going to like it a lot. Mason, for you, what I like in addition to having you, both of you there representing for us, is the chance to see twins kind of flipping the stereotype norms of twin siblings, and one is the athletic, you know, the alpha, and the sister is the soft and the demure and whatever. What's the most fun about flipping kind of those sibling roles that we're used to seeing, that kind of character archetype?
Well, see, it's funny, we had talked prior to filming, Jasmin and I, about the twin dynamic, and had decided early on, both in the script as well as us and our lives, just our dynamic, what would be most effective in this movie was if Mindy was the more dominant twin and Chad kind of took a secondary role between the two of them, simply because of her commanding presence. She isn't really one to take much guff, if you will. And Chad, as emblematic in the fact that he plays football and takes enough of a beating on the field, is certainly accustomed to off the field as well. And it's nice to show a character that can be many things. There's many references in the movie, you'll notice when you watch it, implying that Chad is kind of a nerd. And Mindy kind of advocates for him being more truthful to him rather than playing into certain social dynamics, mainly about his girlfriend. And it's just fun. It's fun to play around. She makes it easy, considering how
we had fun. We had fun
lovely
together.
she is. That's right. The writing helps as well.
After spending all this time with you and playing twins, do you guys have a twin language now? You know, they say twins have a special language. Do you guys have a special language with each other?
Same things at the same time.
That's right.
Fish
For
stick,
six, our cantaloupe, earlobe, farting.
That part.
That's right. That's us, and we learned that over the film.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love that. Come on, put the salaries to work. Thank you guys for your time. Folks are super excited. I loved it. I got to see it already. So thank you for chatting with me, and have a great time.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Take it
Take
easy.
care. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate it. Super excited to be with you and talk about Scream.
Thanks
Melissa,
for having us.
my pleasure. You guys look so pretty. You guys look nice. It is my pleasure. Beginning with you, Melissa. You know, I love cute couples in horror movies. You can't have a good horror movie without a good-looking couple. Can good-looking couples survive though? Somebody's got to go.
You think they can?
I think they can. I think they can.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think of an example
I mean,
without any spoilers. I'm not gonna say.
well,
But
with the history of the other movies, I mean,
yeah.
Gale and Dewey.
Yeah,
more
that's
or
true.
less.
Gale
Yeah.
and Dewey have
Yeah.
survived.
They had their ups and downs, but
Yeah.
they've survived. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think anything is possible.
That's awesome. What I love about the film is you can see the bridge of like the legacy characters, and then you have your new characters. Jack, how do you think that Scream 5 kind of best marries those two groups of individuals under a franchise that's been just so beloved for so long?
I think the answer to that is the guys at Radio Silence and Matt, Tyler, and Chad. Matt and Tyler directed it, and I think that these guys eat and breathe, and they eat and breathe Scream. They're obsessed with it. They know what makes a great Scream movie, and you can tell with this movie that they put so much care into everything just so that we could honor what came before, but at the same time injecting it with some new blood and making it a slightly more modern, but not losing what made it so great in the first place. And I think they struck a great balance. Not only them, but the writers as well. Just to me, knocked it out of the park.
For sure. Melissa, when I think of Scream, there's so many fun elements to it in addition to the horror. When you think of horror that you've enjoyed or any types of films like that throughout your life, what would you say this has most in common with those other films that you've enjoyed throughout your life?
I think the jump scares, like I always enjoy like jumping out of my seat because there's like a surge of adrenaline that goes through you. And I feel like this franchise in general is really good at making you jump and scream. And I feel like I love that in horror movies, but what I feel is so unique to this specific franchise is the balance of comedy.
Mhm.
I feel like it scares the living lights out of you, and then it also makes you laugh, and you kind of forget that you got scared. And I think that's why people come back to it, because it's not the kind of movie, even though if you watch it like me at 11, then it can make you not sleep at night.
Mhm.
But I can go home and sleep after watching a movie like Scream.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm a very much a scaredy cat, and I can sleep with my lights on if I watch other movies. But this one, in the end, I just feel like I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I went on a roller coaster. It's that kind of like, I was scared that I might die in the fall, but then I also had a blast.
Yeah.
I like how you said that about the jump scares, Jack. So now when you go through a film like this, it's laden with jump scares. Do you feel, did you have the feeling to jump scare people on set? When you have a break, do you go home and start just jumping out at people? Or were you a person?
If I did that, it would be, I feel like I would get fired immediately if I started doing that. We dealt with enough of that in between action and cut. So in between, we've talked about this, it's a movie about murder, and it's a little, it has comedy in it, but it's, it's heavy material. So in between takes, it's really just all of us trying to make each other laugh, working till.
We played a lot of backgammon.
A lot of backgammon. Yes.
Jack arrives on set with a little suitcase of backgammon, and then we would just sit on the fake grass on set and play and like picnic there. It was so fun.
Yeah. On my show, they play a lot of backgammon. So I was training myself before I went into that. And you guys were amazing.
Okay, Method. Well, I thank you. I will never challenge you in backgammon, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for your time. Super exciting times as folks get to enjoy a movie franchise that they've enjoyed for a long time.
Yeah, thanks.
For you, Dylan, first of all, greetings from my daughter and her best friend, Kaya and Maya. They love you.
Cool.
They
tell them hello.
Their best greetings. But when you specifically lobbied for this, so what is it about horror in the Scream franchise that gets Team Dylan in motion to go seek this out?
Oh, I think it's just because of it has everything that I love, like the franchise and the original. There's a lot of different kinds, like subgenres of horror films, and Scream is sort of all of them roped into one. They're terrifying, they're hilarious, they're self-aware, they're thrilling, it's a mystery. Like it's a dream as a viewer and as an actor to be a part of. So when I realized they were continuing it, and I just was very persistent with my manager that I needed to be in the movie. So and I got my wish, so did it.
I love it. Lesson learned, kids. The squeaky wheel always gets the oil. So, teach life lessons over there.
Right.
And Marley, congratulations to you. Sheriff got a promotion.
Yes, she did.
Got some other life stuff going on now. How does these new responsibilities, family and new clout at work, new standing at work changed her from when we first were introduced to her?
You know what? It's a lot. She's a single mom. She's the boss lady at work as the sheriff. She's got this unruly teenage son. No, just kidding. This angel boy. It's so great that we were able to fill in the colors of Judy a little bit with this one and kind of see what her life is like when she's not at work. See her when she's in her civilian clothes and at home, and what their world looks like when she's off duty. And I think we had a lot of fun building that side of her, and certainly Dylan and I had a lot of fun playing with this idea of like the mama's boy, the overprotective mom. Imagine a helicopter mom who also has like all these tools of the police force behind her. That's a force to be reckoned with. Judy is still Judy. She's still the Uber cop, the eternal optimist, but now she's got some clout.
And lastly, Dylan, for you, the whodunit element is the most fun of any of these Scream movies. When you're trying to solve a problem, how do you, if you were solving this from the outside looking in, how do you begin to look at who might be a killer in this situation?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like I'd initially be like, who that I know is the weirdest one? And because I feel, I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. That's a good question. I feel like I
But
would
then
be.
the weirdest is like, that's gonna be too on the nose.
I know.
You
I know.
know.
Because the results in this movie, I think, is pretty surprising. So I'm not sure. But I do think that I would be a lot like Wes in certain ways. Like, I think that if my friends were not taking it seriously, I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Like, one of our best friends just got attacked. And clearly there's like targeting here.
No, you really are like the voice of reason.
Yeah, I think I would be the voice of reason.
Anyone? There's a killer in the
Somebody.
voice.
Yeah. If my friends were behaving the way that Wes's friends were, nah, man.
We're gonna put them on mute. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Super excited for this, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Giandra from Black Girl Nerds. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for being with me.
Hi, thank you.
So happy to be here.
Welcome to Sonia, beginning with you. Welcome to the new class. You know, it's a fun franchise. It's a franchise that everyone loves. When you think of horror movies that you've enjoyed over the years, what does Scream have in common, particularly playing Liv? What does that have in common with those other horror movies that you've enjoyed throughout your life?
I think for me, you know, playing in the film, like the horror film that has probably influenced me the most and kind of struck a chord with me and has this like nostalgic element to, you know, because I watched it so young and then I watched it again when I was a teen and it was just always so iconic to me. And I was such a big fan of Wes Craven as well. So for me, it's a pretty huge deal to be in it. I feel very fortunate and grateful, and I can't wait for everybody to watch it, really.
Yeah, we're super excited to see it. It just conjures up so many fond memories. Even if you're not a horror fan, it's such a fun movie with the pacing and the storytelling.
I was talking to a friend who was saying that like she was not a fan of the horror genre, but she would like love Scream anyways, you know, because it's like it's for everybody. It's just one of those films.
It is. It's fun, you know. It's got just enough blood and guts, you know, not too much overkill, for lack of a better term, but it really, really is fun. Mikey, for you, there is no Scream without some screaming from everybody who's watching it. What are some of the scariest things about a film like this that just keeps the audience coming back for more?
I think it's just, you know, the mystery of Ghostface and the love for the legacy cast characters that people have, you know, kind of grown up with in some ways. So I think people love and care about the characters and they want to see like how their journey continues. Yeah.
I like that. I love that when new people come into a franchise, like I say, bring some fresh energy to it. But Sonia, what was the most enjoyable part of playing Liv for you?
I think the most enjoyable part was that we had a lot of group scenes, and that was really fun for me to be able to work with like such a fun, talented group of young actors and legacy cast, and just kind of like that meshing and learning from everybody, because I'm like kind of like the newbie. I'm just like trying to see, you know, like I didn't have a lot of experience on set, so like for me it was really, really such a joy and an honor and privilege to just learn from everyone and be there. Yeah.
Mikey, for you, does this change your career trajectory? Are you going to become a horror aficionado now? Is this a road you would like to enjoy traveling along? Because it's a whole different beast than probably other things that you've done in your career.
Yeah, it is. I think the audience as well is really different from maybe some of my previous work, but I think the idea of playing a character and having that continue on throughout your life is really cool, exciting thing. I've always loved horror film, but I've always been hesitant to be in one for some reason. But I think this one was like the perfect first horror film for me to do. I don't know, I'd love to do another horror film, yeah.
For sure. Well, I thank you for your time. Folks are super duper hyped to see this. This was awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.